wasn't going to film today, but after reading the comments on the last video and reading a lot of my messages, a lot of people want to see the wrapping process on the car. If you don't know, I've decided to start wrapping the 940 instead of painting it. We're wrapping it in a beautiful purple. To be fair, I kind of not filmed it so far because I thought it would just be the same as like the painting process, but because I just thought surely it's not that interesting to just watch somebody do the same thing over and over again. I'd rather film wrapping because there's a lot more of a skill involved in it, and it's a lot easier than you think. It's not easy by any means, but it's not as scary as you think, should I say. So this is currently where we're at. So that wing and that driver's door's done, and then last night I did this panel here, so I took it off and wrapped that, which I was very sceptical about doing, but it honestly was not that bad. Today I wanted to do the bonnet and this wing as well. Now the bonnet is quite windy today, and the bonnet is quite a big panel, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take the bonnet off and take it inside, which should make it a little bit easier, and it's not that hard to take off from what I can see anyway. From what I can see, it's literally just those bolts there, and then obviously just unplug the, which I've already done, unplug the washer fluid line. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. God knows I'm going to carry it, I bet it weighs a ton. Just before we do that though, I need to put the wipers back on, and there's two little rubber bits which go there, which I've actually painted gloss black so they look a little bit nicer, which are around the back, which I'm going to go and get now in my dead treads. Look at that, that's good as new. Just to keep this panel in, just need to put them two bolts back in there. But while we've got the engine bay open, I will show you something. A suspicious amount of oil coming from the turbo, which is not ideal. I like to think of it as the perfect time to consider a big fat turbo. That one's clearly on its way out, so what better time is there to invest in a bigger one? Right, so here's my new cooling system. It was really complex and difficult to put together. Hope you guys like it. Okay, so I'm just wiping it down because it's covered in bird shit. No surprise. So just giving it a scrub, and then I'm going to clay bar it as well because there's like loads of little bits stuck in it. Prep is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so I've washed, clay barred and quick detailed the whole panel. I'm going to take it inside and do it because it's pretty windy today and I'm right under a tree, and I'm not making the same mistake as yesterday where I did it outside. Bits got on the panel after I cleaned it, put the vinyl down, and it looked like it got acne. I'm sweating. I've bought the bonnet in, I've cut the vinyl, I've laid it out, and I'm immediately panicking because it's going to be fucking hard because it's so big and there's only me. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, don't you? No fucking problem, mate. Not going to lie, I've just about committed fucking murder. This is my mum. Mum, can you just help me pull this vinyl back? She literally scratched the whole thing and I was like, oh my god. Luckily for her, she's not been murdered, only because we've managed to have enough spare that's now on the off cut, and there was enough on this edge to just push it up. It's going quite well so far. This vinyl is actually really good. It's an air release vinyl, so you know when you get like little bubbles, see that little bubble there? You literally just have to run your finger over and it disappears. Obviously it's air release. I was a bit nervous because I'd never heard of this brand before. I didn't know whether they were like a good or bad vinyl to go with, whether they'd be difficult or easy, but it's actually pretty easy to be fair. We're probably going to fuck it up now, but basically just as I go along, obviously I've done this first quarter. This little crease here is the crease in the bonnet, and we've managed to get that perfect, if I do say so myself. As we're going along, I'm just pulling the vinyl from underneath. Obviously I've still got the backing on this side, so it's not too difficult to work with. Making sure that we heat it enough over these corners so that we pull it and stretch it over. If you are wrapping, heat is your best friend, because the good thing about wrapping is, say when I was painting, if I fucked a bit up, that's it, I'd fucked it up then. Then I had to resand that whole piece, you know, and then go through the effort of matching the paintwork back up, blah, 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 blah. You're wrapping, say if, stick that down like that, and you think, oh no, like, oh, I've got a crease in it, for fuck's sake. It's literally just pull it back up. See, there's still that crease in the vinyl there. Bit of heat. The vinyl's completely flat again, and you know, you can just do it like that. So it's, I mean, that wasn't the best example ever, but if you fuck a bit up, you crease a little bit, just pull it back, give it a little blast with a heat gun, stick it back down, bada bing, bada boom. That was like one of the worst things that I was so worried about with wrapping, was like, what if I fuck it up and I just end up wasting so much vinyl? But you actually don't end up wasting that much at all. The only way that you're going to waste it is if you damage it, like scratch it or chip it, or you don't cut it to the right length, so you have a little bit that's like not covered. Like I say, if you crease it or it doesn't lay properly, just pull it back up, heat it, put it back down again. It's as simple as that. And that was one thing that I was so sceptical about with wrapping. But honestly, that part of it is really, really not that scary. Obviously, you've just got to be careful that you don't scratch it. This one goes out to you, Mel. Here on this bit, this is like the edge of where this crease comes down the bonnet, and it's coming up to the end. So obviously with the edges, you're going to want to heat them up as much as you can, and then bend, pull and bend under. Now, I'll show you what I mean. We'll heat that up. It's nice and warm and flexible. I'm going to push it in from this way, so that there's no tension on that crease, so that there's no air bubbles that are going to appear. Pull, stretch that down, and then you can work with the vinyl, push all the air out. So there's a little crease there, so what I'm just going to do is just going to pull that bit up, heat that a bit more, pull it down, boom! There you go, so you can see now it's all moulded to the shape. Lovely. And then this is what I mean with the air release. So you see that bubble there, all you've got to do is literally just go like that, and it literally just disappears. We're getting there, slowly but surely. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it's fucking hard. So with a panel this size and only me, it's quite difficult to have to do one side, then jump to the other side, jump to the other side, and keep making sure it's even. We're about halfway, and it's looking pretty good so far. We've hit a hurdle, ladies and gentlemen. I completely forgot about the washer jets, which are there. What I could do is I can either pull this back, which I don't really want to do, and then try and pop them off. Actually, I'll show you on this side. So these here, I could try and pop them off, or what I could do is just wrap around and then cut down here. But the only problem is wrapping over then cutting, it could potentially look a bit messy. But I actually don't know if they pop off. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna wrap over and then cut. Fuck it. I mean, we did that on like the lock on the door, and it kind of worked, so we'll try that.
It's a lot easier than you think. You actually don't end up wasting that much at all. It's looking pretty good so far.
Fuck wrapping. If you ever want to choose to wrap a car, don't. Yeah, in case you haven't realised, a slight change of tune in this video. It is a few days after we wrapped the bonnet, and I've only just had time to finish this video. I just want to say, we're going to have to redo the panel. Love that. Now, the thing with wrapping is the panel underneath has got to be like spot on, because the vinyl will show any imperfection that is in that panel. Now obviously that bonnet had been sanded down, it had been painted. I thought that that panel would be fine. Wing and the door was fine, and that the panel that I did on the where the wipers are, that was fine. So I thought, you know, you just assume that the bonnet will be. The bonnet wasn't. There was some imperfections on this passenger side. It literally looks like my bonnet has got something wrong with it, which isn't ideal, so we will have to redo that. Not like I spent a whole day and probably like £40 worth of vinyl on it. This is the actual bonnet, so you think from there, actually Emily, that looks alright, but if you get close up you can see, if it's in focus, you can see there's all little bits here, and this goes all the way up. Granted, some bits are, I think what's got stuck under the vinyl as it's being laid, which is my fault. There are bits which are in the paintwork, unfortunately. This side's not too bad, this side's alright. It's just this side. What we're gonna have to do is take the bonnet off, sand that panel down, you can see up here as well. Sand that panel down again, make sure it's 100% smooth, and then redo it. One like equals one prayer for me. Thank you. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed, obviously, but it is what it is. That's what you get for trying to think you can wrap your own car and not make any mistakes. Obviously I knew I was going to make mistakes. Obviously I know I was going to waste some vinyl. Bit annoyed that the vinyl I've wasted is on the panel that is the biggest. It's fine, like, it is what it is. I actually threw a massive tantrum about it the other day whenever I did the panel, but now I'm cool, calm and collected. We're just going to redo it. I'm going to leave it for now, really do everything else and then go back to the bonnet, because like I'd rather just get the rest of the car done and then come back to the bits that need to be redone, if that makes sense. I'm going to leave this video on here. Obviously I said at the start of the video I wanted to get that wing done as well, but the thing is like literally I'm so caught with work and like I'm literally doing like 10-hour shifts, so like finding the time to do things before and after is impossible. This is the reality of wrapping a car. I just find it funny that at the start of this video I was like, oh, it's really not that bad, like it's not that scary. You enjoyed this. Obviously I'm still posting this video regardless of me fucking it up, so you're welcome. Hopefully in the next one we can have a little bit more success and we can get some more panels done. Don't rinse me too much. I won't be starting my own wrapping company anytime soon.